Iraq is unraveling, oil is surging, and stocks are tanking. We start doing the connecting. Militants leaving a bloody trail across Iraq today. Target now Baghdad and some of Iraq's biggest oil refineries. The unrest spooking the oil markets here, the stock markets here, and right now, agita everywhere. What does this mean and where does this go? Amber Barno is the former U.S. Army helicopter pilot, and we've also got John Hofmeister, the former Shell Oil president. Amber, this looks like it's out of control, and we don't have a clear strategy how to deal with it.
Yeah, our continual reliance and dependence on Middle Eastern oil has enormous threats to our national security. I mean, every single conflict, just as we're seeing with the new ISI overtaking some of the cities in Iraq, the U.S. has to get involved in some way or another. Just look at what happened with the Ukraine and the Russia crisis. Europe gets most of a significant amount of their natural gas from Russia with the pipeline that goes through Ukraine, and they refuse to get involved for some time. What we see with the U.S. in the Middle East is every time there's some sort of conflict, the U.S. has to get involved because we want our oil. So oil independence for our nation is absolutely critical to our national security.
And yet, John Hofmeister, we have that Keystone pipeline just sitting there.
Well, Neil, I was at a meeting yesterday in New York at Goldman Sachs where the foreign minister of Canada put it right to the United States government, the federal government, that this is an embarrassment. This is a decision that should have been made years ago. This is one more pipeline on top of 70 existing pipelines, essential to increase the amount of oil that crosses our border, to lead to the security that Amber just talked about. It is unconscionable for this administration to continue to hold up this project when we know we have got to pursue national and regional energy security. We can't count on the Middle East, Neil.
Now, and it also comes only a couple of weeks, Amber, after we all but, put a knife in the coal industry by, really upping the environmental regulations and rules. That might have been an environmental wish come true, but a lot of folks say it's going to lead to sharply higher utility bills since 40% of our electricity comes via coal. What do you think the implications are for our national security?
Well, I think that the administration is sort of hiding behind those environmental issues that you just described. The Keystone pipeline, if it's built, it will significantly reduce our footprint in the Middle East and the conflicts that we have to get involved in. It will create jobs, it'll boost our economy, and there are very little risks associated with it. So it's a win-win situation for the U.S. It increases our national security, it gets rid of some of those threats, and it reduces putting our men and women in uniform in harm's way, as we've seen over the past decade, and it's a better all the way around.
John, real quick, a lot of folks say that when we have these blow-ups abroad, they're short-lived, the effect is minimal, so don't make a big deal out of this one. You say what?
Well, I say that this administration is now producing less oil on federal lands because permits are down by 50% in the last 5 years. We have no plan for national security under this administration, even while it takes victory laps for the increase in oil production coming through the various state permits that have been occurring. We have got to get our act together, Neil, or the price of oil is going to put us back into slower growth, even recession, or the absence of oil is going to lead to gas lines. It's getting serious, and nobody's taking it seriously in the White House. They haven't for 5.5 years.
Guys, thank you both very much. We'll watch closely again today. Oil up, stocks down, not good. In the meantime, hey, parents,